Hi, my name is Kellen with Land Water Light. We're here with Wes Jackson of Jackson Lighting. Hey Wes, can you explain what your company is and what do you do?
So Jackson Lighting Supply is a wholesale distributor, and we specialize in landscape lighting. And so we service landscape architects, lighting professionals, and lighting contractors. And I am the VP there, and I mainly help with specification sales.
Now, I gotta say, Wes is one of the best I've seen as far as understanding specs. If I get stuck, which still happens now and then, and I say, hey, I need something that does X, Y, and Z, he's almost always there. What kind of new products are you seeing evolve, based on demand, and where are you kind of seeing this market going? I mean, we've been together, since 2015, roughly? So, we've had a long history and things have changed a lot. So what have you seen kind of happen?
We've seen a lot of technology integrated into fixtures that have given it a little bit more user friendliness, installation friendly aspects to it.
Yeah.
And this technology comes with its caveats, right? So we've watched this learning curve evolve, and now we're seeing it be developed into products that are much more readily available. We don't have to wait for custom ordered fixtures.
Now, are you kind of talking about controls? Or are you talking about specs, or what can you give a little more detail on?
So from a control standpoint, yeah. So like for color changing aspects, and here in the near future, we're going to be seeing beam adjustment technology as well, digitally or electronically. But there's been a lot of products already that have, like WAC's products, that have the multi-adjustability.
Right.
And that is something that's been a very favored feature to contractors that are in the field and lighting professionals for tuning in the field.
And that was absolutely one of the reasons I really gravitated to WAC. I believe we were one of the first people that kind of started using that in the market in Texas. I believe there was a stat, I was buying more brass WAC fixtures when they first came out than anybody. I'm sure that has evolved as they've come out, but that's one of the primary reasons, the ability to adjust output and beam spread all on fixture. And still today, there's companies trying to mimic that, but I'm not seeing it nearly as evolved. Well, what do you see as far as controls? Obviously, I've gotten into that a lot. You and I have numerous discussions on that. Where do you think controls is going to kind of head in the next 10 years?
I think it's going to end up being what we've seen so far, which is a lot of proprietary controls and apps to handle the control aspect. However, I think that we're starting to see that demand in the marketplace of needing it to be also controlled through home automation as well,
right.
And that integration there. And I think the start of this is just going to be compatibility with dimming protocols. Eventually, I think we're going to start seeing an actual home automation interface control our landscape lighting seamlessly.
And that's been an issue with pools from day one, right? None of the pool manufacturers like playing with the other pool manufacturers, and you have this app for this system and this app for that system. And I mean, it's just been since really IFTTT and things like that have pushed and forced some of these companies to start playing nice.
Yes.
What are you hoping to see in the market, near term? Like, well, what's the thing that customers are really kind of demanding that you're missing right now?
Quality, I think we're just going to say that we always want quality, okay?
Yep.
But I want a usability, and customers are really wanting something to where the user experience, the user interface is intuitive.
Yeah.
But they still want those little conditions every now and then that make it a more complicated system than they realize what they're asking for.
Right. I mean, that's one of the things I teach in controls is you can do whatever you want and ultimately do whatever you can imagine. It's just the controllability and the requirements and technicality and who you need to hire to keep those systems up becomes super tricky and very involved, right? So it's like, make it as complicated as you can, but not overly complex.
When you start checking more boxes, the complexity of the system then kind of scales there. And then there's an engineering aspect to the system.
Right, and then you need integrators, and then you need all those people to kind of basically do that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of speaking of controls, you and I first, met, I think I was basically fixture slamming at that point. And you put me through a program, which is, I think, the single best thing in my career, which was International Landscape Lighting Institute. And that was 2016,
yes, sir,
I believe. And y'all kind of had a thesis, a little bit of a case study, and you kind of pushed me that way. And I mean, I can say from my side, ILI has been one of the best things as far as my program development, how well I design, how to execute projects in a way. Now, we're both still involved. You're on the board?
Correct, yep, on the board of ILI.
So do you have a certain position, or what are y'all working on? Like, what's kind of the driver for ILI right now?
So we have task force that have separated it to handle certain aspects of ILI.
Okay.
But right now we are truly pushing the IC as our main product that we're offering.
So that's an intensive course. That's 7 to 9 day program where professionals basically learn how to do things better. That's what I took in 16 in New Jersey, where we put 300 or 400 fixtures into a park over about 4 days. Now I'm a lead mentor. We're both going to be in New Harmony in March. So I'll be leading a team of about 8 people to landscape design, develop the landscape lighting design, and be able to kind of help guide them on how to use softer brush strokes of light and really use delicacy that makes a better product. Well, what are you excited about for New Harmony this time? We're doing that roofless chapel.
We're getting to do some architecture that I think is, it's a landscape lighting design course, right? So usually we're just messing with plant material, but now we're getting to kind of incorporate architecture, which is typical to a real life project. So having these features embedded into these compositions is going to be the challenge and fun.
And I've seen this. I flew in to teach the photography and controls lecture in the fall, and I got to take some of the drone footage and some of the mapping, and I think it's going to be an extremely incredible final product, but we're going to be giving everybody a run for their money, I think, as far as how to execute this. And one thing to note, this is on a temporary basis. So most of our projects, they are not installed permanently. We put them up and take them down all within that course. I will definitely have more on that. We'll be shooting more video, and I'm sure we'll talk soon, but thank you so much for meeting me at WC's trip in Barbados.
Anytime, I'll meet you here in Barbados.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.